1944. It's your girl B. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I promised you guys a video on the Sagittarius new moon, which also happens to be a solar eclipse. And so here I am to deliver on my promise. Okay, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time chit-chatting because there's a lot of information here that I need to get out to you. And I want to make this video as concise as possible so that we're not going on forever and forever, okay? I respect everyone's time and I also respect my time. So let's jump right into it. So this Sagittarius new moon is happening on Monday, December 14th. It is coinciding with a solar eclipse, not just a regular, and that's just like a solar eclipse at that, but a total solar eclipse, which means, so eclipses, solar eclipses, are when the sun, moon, and earth are aligned, right? Now a total solar eclipse is when the full light of the sun is going to be blocked out. So the whole sun is going to be in darkness. Solar eclipses are very, very powerful, but a total solar eclipse is even more, to me, it's the most powerful of the eclipses, of all the eclipses, both lunar and solar. So the total solar eclipse is bam, in your face, boom, like will shake up your whole type of world type energy, okay? So the impact will be significant, it will be forceful, it will be powerful, and it will be long lasting. Everyone will feel this energy. Everybody, every single person, if you're alive on this earth, you're gonna feel this, whether you're aware of it or not, okay? Now, December is just a very active month. Astrologically, energy-wise, there is a whole lot going on, okay? So we started eclipse season, and when we talk about eclipse season, I just want you to know, eclipse season is all about transformation. It's about internal and external transformation, okay? So the cycle that we're in for eclipses are all about the Gemini and Sagittarius themes, which is all about the balance between the higher and the lower mind, communication, information, knowledge, how we share and receive information, how we communicate, and how that informs or impacts our decision making, both on a lower level, which is our level that we operate in on Earth, and then also on a higher level consciously, how we are operating on a soul level. So that's really kind of the overarching theme of what this cycle of, or themes of eclipses are going to be. And we're going to be in this cycle for the next about 2 to 3 years. It's going to be all centered around Gemini and Sagittarius eclipses. The first eclipse that kicked off this entire cycle or series would be the eclipse that we had in June, and that was what coincided with the summer solstice, okay? So we had a Gemini new moon. We also had a partial solar eclipse, and that energy, it definitely helped bring in, or was centered more on our communication, how we communicate collectively, okay? So what are our needs and wants and how we communicate that. Now think about what was prevalent or what was really at the top in terms of what was happening during that time when that eclipse energy was coming in. We were having all the protests and rioting, not only here in America, but all over the world. It was like a chain reaction, a set-off, okay? So you can see clearly externally what was happening with that eclipse energy with the collective and how it was kind of impacting how we were moving about in the world, okay? Now, the reason why we could see this shown so forcefully externally, and we could see that change pop up, or that transformation pop up in our communication style immediately, is because solar eclipses are all about external transformation. So eclipse season is about transformation, but again, we have the two different types of eclipses, which are solar eclipses, which focus on external transformation, and our lunar eclipses, which focus on internal transformation. In terms of our solar eclipses, they're masculine energy, okay? It's dominant, it's forceful, and it's external. Again, in your face. It's that in your face energy that shows up with a rapid change and transformation. The energy is, like I said, so forceful and is powerful, so it's going to be long lasting, but it's something that tends to show up energy wise or in transformation that you can see, physically see, the change of within about a 4 to 6 week span, sometimes sooner, sometimes before, just depending on what kind of energy is coming in. But it shows up that quickly, and it's literally a forceful, like I said, it pushes you out of your comfort zone. The lunar eclipses are about internal, okay, transformation. So this focuses more on what's happening on the inside of us. The energy is feminine, so it's very powerful, but it's more subtle. It focuses, again, on our emotions, what's happening internal, so our emotions and the subconscious mind. This is like mainly the transformation that is happening in that way. So the process of transformation with a lunar eclipse, because it's happening internally, is usually longer, okay? And you don't see the external changes for a while because the transformation is happening internally, so it takes a while for us to see how that impacts or how that changes the external, okay? So lunar eclipses, because they're internal, they focus more so on endings, okay? Release and like abrupt changes, but more so on, again, with the mind, that subconscious level, and also with our emotions, okay? So our last lunar eclipse, which we just had on November 30th during the Gemini full moon, was all about releasing, ending, changes, and healing the things that we were holding on to that was keeping us from moving, like those subconscious things that we were holding on to, those habits, those people, those anything that was blocking us from moving on our path forward. So that was like the focus of that particular moon or an eclipse, and what we were working to heal and release and let go of. And we're closing doors, ending cycles, letting go of karmic baggage, because where we're going, we cannot be that. We cannot take that with us. We won't survive to where we're going. We won't be able to adapt to where we're going if we're hanging on to all that stuff. So that was what that particular full moon and lunar eclipse was helping us work through. Now we get to this new moon in Sagittarius and total solar eclipse. So what is it bringing us? It's bringing us a fresh restart after that heavier period of healing and releasing, okay? So this is like the rebirth after the death or ending cycle. So this is that new start. This is the rebirth. Now the energy present, because this new moon is happening in Sagittarius, it's positive, it's optimistic, it's energetic, it's ambitious, it's playful, lucky, independent. It is free, it's honest, it's explorative, and it is spiritual, because again, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and that energy is all of those things. Jupiter is all of those things, and Sagittarius really, that Sag energy really focuses on that higher level consciousness, that wisdom, philosophy. That is the energy that it is really embodying and helping us to move towards, okay? Now, new moons, like I said before, are a time where we set new intentions. You know, if you are new to working with lunar energy and new, you know, specifically the new moon, I have an entire video where I kind of give you the lay of the land in terms of the foundations of working with new moon energy. So I'm gonna pop that in the description box down below. But essentially, new moons are a time for setting new intentions or planting our seeds, right? And then we usually have a corresponding full moon 6 months later that we should be able to see the crops or the manifestation of whatever we set forth at the time of the new moon. So that's typically how we work with new moon energy, okay? So when we're talking about setting intentions with this particular energy, the focus here is setting intentions all about exploring, learning, and that's in terms of exchanging new ideas and expanding our views. This is all about learning. This is all about that higher level consciousness and expanding our mind and what we were so used to and comfortable and operating in. Again, the rules and everything is changing. We are being pushed forward into a new era. And this eclipse is happening right before the great conjunction that's on 12/21. It's actually exactly a week apart. So there's no coincidence that we're here having this eclipse right before that great conjunction. And again, that is a whole nother topic. This is the Saturn and Jupiter conjunction that, in my opinion, is pushing us into a new era, into a new cycle of energy where all the rules are going to change, where things are going to be completely different from how we were operating before. Not going to get into that too much because I have an entire video, a very detailed video where I break the entire thing down that I'm also going to pop in the description box. So if you have not seen that video, I really, really highly recommend that you check that out, because this is all going to make, this eclipse is going to make more sense when you understand where we're going, okay? So the timing of this is impeccable, but this new moon and total solar eclipse, this is helping us change. This is helping push us forward on that path of where we're going on 12/21, what that door is opening on 12/21, because we like to stay in our comfort zone. We as humans, our whole operating MO is to protect, preserve, to feel safe, to feel secure. And we don't tend to feel that way when we're pushed out of our comfort zone, when we step out of our comfort zone. It's uncomfortable. It doesn't feel secure. It doesn't feel safe, right? So for us, we want to kind of stay in our comfort zone. And a lot of the times, if we are not forcefully pushed with the event of an eclipse or that type of energy, we end up staying in that and we end up not progressing. So this energy, this eclipse, this new moon is here to push us forward into a new place, to help us really get there much faster than if we would left to our own, accord. So it's like this, again, the timing of this is just, you can't make this up. How does this affect us on an individual level? So I talked about like how the effect will be felt collectively. On an individual level, you want to know, how does this impact me personally? So yes, you're going to feel all of what I just stated before, but in addition to that, on an individual level, you need to look at your natal and transit chart. I popped the link down in the description box, and I always put this link down in every moon video that I do, where you can pull up your natal and transit chart. And what this shows is where the transiting eclipse or new moon and full new moon and the sun, which are aligned, will be falling on your particular chart. So what you want to look for when you pull up this chart is the outer symbols, which are in orange. You want to look for the moon and the sun symbol. They should be exactly aligned, okay? When you pop this in, it's going to show you the exact alignment of the sun and the moon, and it's going to show you it falling in whatever house that is on your natal chart, okay? This is the area, personally, for you on an individual level, where you're going to see that rapid transformation happening for you. I will just use myself as an example. The last solar eclipse, which was on the summer solstice, happened for me in my 6th house. Now, the 6th house is the house of public service. It's the house of your routines. It's the house of your health. And for me, how that showed up, it transformed my public service. Not only that, it completely transformed my health. Like, it actually started transforming my health before it even showed up fully. But when it showed up fully, it was like really forceful and impactful. I became extremely sensitive to a bunch of foods. Like, everything that I was eating prior, I no longer could eat. Like, it completely flipped the switch on my diet. When I say that this solar eclipse energy is no joke and it will transform your whatever house that it's falling in for you, I mean it. Like, it is something that you are not going to be able to ignore and something that you're not going to be able to sweep under the rug. If you want to test this theory, go back and pull up a transit chart of that solstice, summer solstice. So that was June 21st, 2020. and pull up that chart and see what house it fell in for you and see how or if things had changed for you. And I'm pretty sure something in that particular area of that house, that theme, was definitely transformed for you pretty hardcore. So I just want to bring that for you so that you understand how it can affect you on an individual level as well as the collective level, okay? So let's go right into the transits so that we can end with our herbs, crystals, and rituals and wrap this entire video up. So the transits supporting this energy, first of all, the eclipse is going to be conjunct Mercury. So the sun and the moon are going to be conjuncting Mercury, our planet of communication. Back to this whole communication theme, okay? So this again highlights our thinking and our communications. This is going to help us bring mental sharpness to the table, curiosity, adaptability, emotional sensitivity, and the desire to share information with others. If you have not seen that 1221 video, go check it out, because everything that I'm listing here is exactly what we need for where we're going on 1221. All right. Now, this eclipse is also trining Mars. Okay. So when it's trining, that means a harmonious exchange of energies are happening. So Mars is our energy. It's our desire. It's our fire. It's our drive. It's our aggression. That's Mars energy. And what it's doing when it is trining this sun and this moon combination and Mercury, okay? Because remember, they're all conjunct on this day. It's literally adding its fire, its energy, its boost into everything that's happening. So everything is going to be like on steroids because of Mars is just gonna light some more fire up under it, okay? So this is adding energy that brings enthusiasm to start new projects, increased mental energy, and the courage to do all of this, all right? Some of the things that we need to keep in mind though, so those are some of the good things that are happening to us to support that energy. But some of the other things that we need to keep in mind is that the eclipse, that sun and moon combination again, is going to be conjunct the south node. So the south node is our comfort zone. This is our past energy. It's said to be the energy that we our past lives or our past energy that we need to release and that we've already mastered and that we need to come out of, okay? So with it conjunct the south node, that means that it's going to be exactly opposite the north node. And the north node is our destiny, our purpose. It's the exact opposite of the south node. If the south node is where we need to leave, the north node is where we need to go, okay? So this is our destiny, our purpose, the direction that we need to be headed in, okay? What's interesting is the south and the north node are also in the whole Gemini and Sagittarius theme, okay? So currently the south node is in Sagittarius, the north node is in Gemini. Again, we're coming back to this whole theme of information, higher and lower mind communication, okay? Now, this is with this conjunction with the south node and it being opposite the north node, which is that conflict happening here. It's bringing transformation in terms of forcing us, again, that force word, forcing us to leave behind the past, which is our comfort zone, and all the attachment therein. All those attachments that are associated with that comfort zone in the past, helping us to release what's no longer relevant so we can move forward, okay? The opposition here that's happening with the north node is showing us that this requires sacrifice on our part. It's not gonna be easy. We're gonna have to do some sacrificing, okay? And it also shows us that the process could trigger fear and anxiety within. So, again, ain't nobody says it's gonna be a cakewalk. A lot of the times when you're being pushed out of your comfort zone, it is not a cakewalk, okay? So I just want you to know that there is a lot of great supporting energy for us, but then there are also challenges present that we need to keep in mind as well. Another thing is that this eclipse is going to be squaring Neptune, okay? And when it's squaring, that means that there is a tension happening. So depending on your own natal placements and how your natal planets are talking to this transiting sun and moon, This can bring in mental confusion. It can bring in low vitality, so low energy, and like lack of enthusiasm. You can find yourself either completely on this side, right, and completely engulfed in this energy, or maybe you find yourself teetering back and forth between enthusiasm and high energy and lack of enthusiasm and low energy, or being very mentally sharp and aware and can get it 1 minute and being confused and unfocused the next minute. So just, check yourself and kind of see where you're at and realize that this could be a challenge that presents itself to you depending on your own chart. So let's get into some of the herbs. The herbs that I would recommend you working with for this particular new moon, solar eclipse. So these herbs are going to be balancing, opening, protective, and cleansing, okay? Dandelion. Dandelion is the ultimate Sagittarius herb. If you are looking for a Sag herb, hands down, dandelion is it, okay? Sage. Agrimony, if you're looking for some protection. And also I would recommend too ginger, because ginger helps jumpstart new energy. And again, we're pushing into a new cycle. We're going into a new cycle. So jumpstarting that new energy is definitely going to be necessary. The crystals that I would recommend you working with are turquoise, and turquoise is going to be great for our communication. We have carnelian, which is great for our vitality. Citrine, our optimism and our luck, and tiger's eye will also help you release any type of fears, especially when we talk about that, the conjunction and the opposition with the nodes and also with the Neptune, all right? So rituals, I have 3 that I would recommend, okay? So this is all about leveling up our knowledge and not just level up our knowledge in terms of learning and exchanging information. So this is a great time for us to set intentions to either learn something new, to master something new, to bring our level of consciousness and wisdom up a notch, or to help teach something. So some of us, there are a lot of us that have a lot to share, a lot of information and knowledge and wisdom that we can impart on others and help the collective in that way. So this is a time to really identify what side you fall on. And sometimes it is both sides. Sometimes it is sharing and teaching and learning at the same time. So setting some intentions around what you want to do in that particular arena. Now, again, solar eclipses are a great time to set intentions that can last a long time. So think about long-term lasting changes that you want to make, okay? The second thing that I would recommend is setting intentions or brainstorming on how you can push yourself out of your comfort zone before you're forced to. I mean, we're all going to be pushed in one direction or another, but it is a lot easier if you can jumpstart or push yourself there or start getting on board with the change and start making some of the changes before you're like completely against your will, pushed up against the wall in a corner, okay? So how can you build and boost your confidence to conquer change while you're doing this? Then the third thing that I would recommend is more so in terms of, I guess it would kind of fall under shadow work. So more looking at how do you move through any of the fears that will be associated with this change. Identifying those fears and what are some of the steps that you can take to move through those fears so that you can move forward in a positive way, but also a very productive way, because if not, you're just gonna get dragged along. And we all know what happens when we get dragged along when we don't wanna change. It's hardship, right? It's hardship city. Nobody got time for that. I mean, sometimes it's necessary, right? So that we learn certain lessons, but if you don't have to go through that, why do it? So again, identifying those fears, how you can conquer those fears are going to be, definitely how you're gonna deal with that when those fears pop up, coming up with some strategies, thinking about some things that you can do to help yourself move through that. And that's it. That's all I have. And I feel like I've been talking forever. I feel like these videos have been long as of late, just because there's just so much going on and there's so much information to get out, and I want to make sure that you have everything. So I never want to skimp and cheat you in that way. Anyway, I am done talking. Let me know down in the comments below if you are already feeling this energy, and are you nervous about it? Are you excited about it? Let me know that down in the comments below too. And where my Sag is at, Sag gang gang, hit me up in the comments below. I love my Sages. I have Sagittarius South Node, so I know that I've mastered that energy, and plus I have a stellium in Sagittarius. I got a lot of Sag energy, so I got a special place in my heart for my Sages. I love Sag energy. Hit me down below, Sag. Whatever your Sag placement is, hit me down in the comments below. And I hope you guys check out that 1221 video again. I will see you all for the weekly report. That will be next. And then I also have some other videos coming out, so stay tuned for all of that. I will see you all in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye.